Okay, I always get excited with the music and then I forget to start the show. Sometimes I'm trying to, you know, before you start the show, you're trying to prepare yourself. So I always prepare myself. That's the reason why I play the music. But say salute, Pat and girls. Love the thumbnail. Yeah, I had to do a silly thumbnail because uh, we're talking about uh, what we're talking about. We were the so-called Uncle Save City season, and I'm pretty sure by this, I think Kels was telling me that it looks like they know because there's no way they have all gathered in one place. So Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, and KDB
KDB
all
and
gathered. Yeah,
Gundo.
yeah. It's
That was
just it's
100% intentional. They are reading the social media. They are reacting. That was 100%. They knew that they were
Bernardo
doing
is not
that.
Bernardo is not happy though. He said it in the interview. He said they're calling me and Kova are just 30 and we're calling us uncle. What is an uncle? You know what I mean? And I was like, he doesn't seem like he's not happy. This I think was since go, but I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're also gonna talk about if it's we're gonna talk about how it all started. I don't know who started this uncle thing. Probably not me, because I said pensioners, and obviously it went on for a while.
Pensioners turned to uncle. First off, where did the idea come from that uncle is a derogatory term? I think it's a term of endearment. Like I've always had, like in my family, my uncles were my favorite members of my family. Sadly, they've all passed away, so I don't have them anymore. But growing up, I was very close to one of my uncles, and so when I'm calling somebody uncle, it's a term like it's respect. I'm not ripping on you, but somehow everybody thinks that if we're calling them uncles and old, that's somehow a bad thing. It's not
Yeah,
like
but
it's out of control right now.
are they uncles? Because these guys, most of them, they've just started families recently. Like Gundogan just started families 2 seasons ago, and he just turned 34. Like I don't know. We're trying to.
Yeah, he's close to
It's good.
35.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it now because excuse me, it's become a popular term. Um, I
Well,
know these
considering the
days.
outrage on what was it on Saturday? Whatever. There was some outrage. Like people were like, God, this uncle thing is so cringe. So people like it's not just like a couple of us saying it. Like clearly the entire fan base is doing it. And I guess certain people on Twitter are just seeing that and just being like, oh God, this is everybody saying it. So it must be a lot of people saying it. So it's definitely it's a thing, and like I said, we're not ripping on these guys for being old. I'm just frustrated with their performances, and I'm frustrated seeing them play every game. Yes, I'm anti Kel. That's fine. I'm not offended by that term at all.
No,
I don't
it's
have
not
any
an
siblings, and I'm not married, so I literally will never be called aunt. So go ahead and do it. Like unless
yeah,
something changes in my life, like I don't, I literally
you know,
cannot actually be an aunt.
you know what's funny? It's like I'm trying to find out where it came from because it went just like that. It did not go with Carl Walker. Walker, it wasn't that. Walker was never called uncle. It's just the midfielder of uncles. Just from nowhere, it just stuck together and it's become a thing. And you know what's funny about it is
That's
um
ridiculous, man. Well,
you
it
know what's
started.
funny?
You were calling them pensioners. You
I
started
was
that.
joking.
You
I
said
was
these are
joking.
pensioners. You were saying that back in November or something. I said
I
grandpas once or twice,
I don't
and
know.
then
I don't know.
somehow
It's
it
just
went from grandpa to uncle. I
no,
don't
it's
know.
just fun. It's just funny. It's just funny anyway. Big up to you to say good evening, especially Uncle Patrick. Also, you also calling me Uncle. Okay, Uncle
Your
Patrick.
uncle, I'm an aunt. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it doesn't matter. I think at this point
I'm
in
not
time, I
offended
think
by that term.
at this point in time, I think if yeah, yeah. Look, I think it's a more of a is it Gen Z thing because I've also noticed that the generation, even the generation these days, as soon as they see somebody who's even late 20s, like that's Unc. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it. I've seen them write that Unc. What is Unc doing? And somebody's like 29. You're like, oh, okay. So it's a thing. But anyway, let's go back to the topic. Obviously, we played against Aston Villa. I did not get. I think I did not get your side of Aston Villa because you Auntie Kels, you
Auntie Kels, yeah. Auntie Kels was well, I missed last week's show. I was working at this time last week. I
yes,
couldn't get out of that
you're
shift.
okay.
But
Look, the chat is enjoying the chat is enjoying now. is enjoying this. I'm happy I'm finally enjoying chat
Some of
because there's
this
some
is
people.
also self-deprecation from me. I just turned 40, so I'm literally looking like I'm looking at my younger years, and they're passing me by. So my way of dealing with that is humor and making a joke about myself. I don't care. Like I work with
I
people who are 10 years younger than me saying they're too old. So
You know what? You know what? That's what you and me. Remember, you and me had this discussion. We're like, I remember I told you, I was like, wait a minute, this guy's younger than us. We're ripping into that, but they're football players. They are football
I just
players.
think
That's the
it's
thing.
their age. Like I'm not even looking literally at their age. I'm looking at their performances and their legs. Like we have statistical data showing that Bernardo is the slowest person in the league, and I know he runs and statistics showing he covers the most ground. Like he runs the most kilometers, and he has in the past like 7 seasons. So that to me is not really an age issue. It's just a burnout issue. And
Yeah,
Kovacic, I'm just lumping Kava in there. I think we're all just kind of lumping him in there. He's probably like, how am I in this conversation? I've been
yeah. I
for
think
like
that's
7 seasons, like Bernardo Gundo and Kev have been, but he just kind
do
of got
you know
lumped
what?
in there.
I think
Probably
that's like
just because he's playing instead of Nico, who's 23, or James McAtee's 22, and a lot of this is just frustration for the fact that like these same four players I feel like a lot of them have not performed this season. And usually on a pep team, when you don't perform, you get benched. You're sent to the Shadowlands for a month to kind of refocus. And we just keep seeing these performances that are subpar, and we keep seeing them getting blown through over and over again. They're not doing the basics correctly in the midfield. They're not tackling, they're not winning duels, they're not staying in front of their man, they're not creating. And we just keep seeing these poor performances, and they're not being punished. They just keep playing over and over and over again. And I don't even think you and I have been that extreme on this, because
I
we
don't
weren't
think so.
calling
This,
for
this
the entire everyone to get benched and play all academy kids. You and I in particular were just saying like, why don't you sit one of them down in a game and then let somebody with some legs play next to the two older players. Like I don't think
yeah.
that's that outlandish of a statement. Like because you and I in particular have been calling for Jacob Wright to get minutes when he was still on the team. But we didn't mean like play Jacob Wright, Nico O'Reilly, and James McAtee in the midfield right away. Like we were saying, like, why don't you pair Jacob Wright, or I was saying, why don't you pair Jacob Wright with Gundogan? Because you have experience plus legs. There's a fake version of me in the chat. Please ban them. That's been a problem on other streams. I've just noticed. Yeah, that's not me. I'm here. I'm not in the chat. I'm just seeing it out the corner of my eye. This is that big issue on Luke's channel the other day. So yeah, it's just for me, it's just a source of frustration. I just wanted when things were clearly going really badly, I just wanted to see some fresh legs because I thought the fresh legs could help. They could help and complement the older experienced players whose legs were not working, and the system that was being run was clearly not working back then. So I just would have liked to have seen that. So that's kind of where all this comes from. And now we're at the point now where Pep is changing the system. Like he's leaning into it also. Like he's literally creating a system that has all four of them in it. And he's benching Nico, who I think a lot of our turnaround this season was when we signed Nico and he started playing as a 6. And you saw how much better Gundogan improved when he had the legs next to him. And I wish we had seen it sooner, and I wish we would keep seeing it. But Pep is like doubling down on this, and he's
How
so we're going to
how
see the same formation against Forest. Like I've
how
already accepted it. So
well, Kyoksa, have you become that famous at the point where you have your own personal trolls? Because I have been
no, this was
around for a
happening
while.
in Luke's chat the other day when we were having that like epic 3-hour like drunk stream. That was a fantastic stream. Everyone go watch the replay.
You see
He's
you
banned
see
like
the
4 people that stream. They're 4 or 5. They're just a bunch of names that just kept popping up, and they say all this weird stuff. And so I guess Luke has seen it before, so he identified and banned him. And then at some point in the stream, I got some bot was impersonating me or something, but they got banned.
yeah, I'm surprised. I know that there's people who make these accounts where it's like so and so, but they're fans. So at least those are normal. Like I have a friend who is a YouTuber, and every time we go to his YouTube channel, he's got people with his name, but they say so and so's cousin. But they're funny because they just make like fun uncle, and it just becomes a whole family. And those ones are fun. They don't throw as much as I don't know yours. Yours seem to be on target. But anyway, Let me read the comments because there's a lot. That's why I'm saying I'm happy people in the comments today that are a bit lighthearted because by us putting that will the uncle save the season, it's for you guys to have a bit of humor, not some people taking it serious. Because some people I've seen have been taking offense to things, and I have noticed there's a lot of people taking offense to this, especially this season. And you're like, okay, if you're taking offense to things this season, what are you going to do next season when things are great? Are you going to come back to that person you're taking offense with and say, oh, it was good, we're all good? It says Anks FC, good evening. Oh,
Also,
especially, yeah,
I
go
have
ahead.
to say, every time I call the past two games, I've been calling them out, and they've both scored. I called out Kovacic. I called him Uncle Kava, and he scored. And then Bernardo
Yeah,
scored.
but
After I
Uncle
was
Kova,
complaining about the uncles in the pregame, I was like, "Oh no, I'll
but
forward them again." And then Bernardo scored. So every time
yeah,
I call them uncle and get upset, one of them scores and shuts me up. So I kind
yeah, but
of keep
Uncle
doing
Kova
it
has been
now because
scoring
if I
always.
keep saying it, they'll keep scoring. Clearly, it's clearly a
Yeah,
trend.
but
Two games is a
but Gil-
trend.
Gilk said Uncle Kova has been scoring. At the beginning of the season, he was scoring. So I already read this one. It says if you played in the last two World Cups, you are old. Mbappe is an uncle too. Mbappe
No,
is an
Mbappe. Then is. I think Mbappe's had so many miles on his leg that he might become an uncle soon. His legs are just gonna be burnt out. He's
says
fine for
called
right now.
so Kilpatrick, the cold caveman.
Actually,
I
the
know what
caveman. Is Adam
it
saying that
says.
from his Range Rover?
It says I do find the uncle thing weird to be honest, but I don't care either way. As long as we're supporting our players, it's all good. I think people don't get this. You're right, but I think some people find it weird, but it's just a joke thing. You know,
Yeah, we're just
smack him
we're
back.
not being serious here.
Yeah,
We're having
smash.
fun with it. We're trying to have fun in a dark season. Yeah, let's
I know.
put it to that.
There's nothing else you can do in this season. Like if you try to, I think I was saying it to somebody. I think I was saying it to Daps or somebody. I was like, this season is the only time I haven't sat down because I used to sit down with Carl,
Oh God, there's
and
another thought that just popped up.
it's so no way. I used to sit down with Carl, and when I sit down with Carl, we used to do a game analysis. So we watch the games, or we watch the games and analyze the games and give each other notes on what we're going to talk about. This season, we haven't even been able to analyze anything at all. Oh my God! Look at that. They have no. You see what they've done. They've decided to copy what I said. Where it's girls, uncle, girls, auntie. Whoever you are, my God, you're really on one. You're really on one. Let me read. Let me read this. It says smash the likes, blues. You two are far too old. Yeah, we are. I am. I am. I was looking at the other day at I think I was looking at the show, Kelps, and in the show the guy was like saying he had a flyer, right? And in the flyer they said, oh, after the football game, there's an after party. And he said the flyer was sent to the group chat, and the guy said, oh, do
Okay.
you know that my son
Oh
sent me
no,
the same
Adam,
flyer
don't
saying he
say
wants to go there. He was asking me permission to go there. So basically, he's like, "How old is your son?" Says 19, and the guy was like, "Wow, we were about to go that after party, like just showing that yeah, sometimes certain places you can't go anyway." I was just laughing. I was just laughing anyway. But anyway, let's see. He says because all of them are slow. That's it. Yeah, that's. I think. Yeah, here's the
that.
answer. I
Mhm.
think people are not saying uncle because of age. They're saying slow. The slowness. At the end of the day, it is what it is. We have to find a joke. Some people have
Yeah, we've
taken the
seen
joke.
Gundogan really struggle with his pace in some games, especially when he plays all these games in a row. And I'm kind of concerned that he's starting every single game in a row right now. Like he started the last 7 games. And that to me is just a concern because, like, I mean, I guess it's helping that we only have 1 game a week. But when we were playing every 3 days and he was playing every single game, you could see just how painful it looked when he was trying to sprint. I was like, you look like me out there. Like, I don't sprint. Like, I know that I'm old. I'm also not a professional athlete. So
Yeah, what does I say? I saw
you have a lifespan.
I know that's what I felt bad for Gundogan in the Villa game, and I just want to read this comment. It says, some people have taken the joke too seriously. Yeah, that's why people. It's just a joke, which doesn't surprise me with how crazy the fan base has got. Anyway, what was I about to say? So anyway, I was watching the Villa game, and I didn't understand what was going on. By the way, I'm not gonna sit here and say I understood exactly what Pep was doing. I had no clue exactly what was the idea. Yes, we did score, but I think it was one of those fumbled mistake. We take advantage of it. What a great goal by Uncle Silva. Uncle Silva
It was,
scored.
and I praised
Yeah,
him for it.
yeah,
Oh,
Uncle
can
Silva
we
scored.
also I've noticed there's been quite a bit of Ruben Diaz hate. Um And can we just say who got that ball to Marmouche, who then got it to Bernardo? Can somebody replay that, please? What a pass from Ruben Diaz. It was
Wait,
great.
wait,
Although I
wait, wait,
did think,
wait.
you need to go, Kat. I did think that
Yeah,
Ruben he did struggle in the game, but that pass he made was great. And that's
in
not
all,
something he could do when he got here. So he has improved on that quite a bit.
yeah, but do you know what I was about to say? What I was about to say, uh, if you watch that game, right? As I say, people keep saying, "Oh, why do people complain about the age of these people?" This is what I want to understand. That's why I brought this up. I was like, "Why do people complain? Why do
Like
people
I
complain?"
said, it's not their age, it's their performance. And to be fair, I've been critical of why did you ban Jay Fresh?
Oh, I got the wrong person.
Unban him. He's good. Ban that impersonator account of me. That's what I was saying. Anyways, for
Oh,
me,
I
it's just
have to.
performance. But Bernardo had a very good performance. So I'm going to call him out when he's bad, and I'm going to praise him when he's poor.
Yeah, but
He was
but
good in the game.
so anyway,
He was
KK,
the perfect engine in that game.
yeah. So anyway, if you look at that game right yourself and analyze it, let's say you start with first half. Who impressed you that first half, and what impressed you in that first half as opposed to just watching, or was it painful to watch again?
I really liked Marmouche in that first half. I do think he tailed off in the second half, but in that first half, he would look great. Even though I still would prefer him to be in the center of the pitch. But I just have to give up. He does kind of tuck in, so I guess he's just not wasted out on the touchline. But I was impressed with his performance in that first half. I absolutely adore Vardiel at center back. I was impressed with him. And yeah, Bernardo just in the whole game. I'm going to give him his credit. He was good. Nunes had another good game, although I do have to point out that his mistake led to the penalty. And as I've said before, Diaz I thought had a poor game overall, even though he did have that nice pass that set up a goal. So
Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad.
yeah,
I thought
talking.
this is controversial, but I don't think Gundogan impacted the game whatsoever.
What about talking about Diaz? It looks like some people were very disappointed with him.
Yeah, he struggled in that game. Like the opening 20 seconds when Rashford almost scored, he has to be better there. I think Diaz is just struggling in a high line. That's been my little pushing point for a little while. Because remember his first season, we didn't really play a high line, and he was player of the season. And I just think, I think he's also. I still am convinced he's not fit right now, and that he's playing through something because he has had a lot of injuries this season. And he's been rushed back over and over and over again. I did say earlier, I know I said it like back in like March or something, that I didn't think he would make it to the end of the season without an injury. And he's proven me wrong so far. So good for him. So yeah, I would like to, I'd love to see, we had a discussion in a chat earlier this morning. At some point, I know it's not going to happen this season, but next season, I'd love to see a back three of Yashko, Diaz, and Husanov. I think that could really cook. But yeah, I think that high line just doesn't suit Diaz. I just don't think he has the pace for it. I'd be really intrigued to see this with Husanov, but Husanov is. I accept that Husanov's not going to play right now, and that's fine. I get it. I get what Pep's doing, and he's going for the fullbacks that can actually produce up front versus the ones who are defending. So that's why Nunes has been getting all the minutes, and Nunes, to his credit, has taken advantage of his opportunity, and he's performing very well. That was a great game winner at the end. And Doku off the bench, whew, that guy is absolutely electric. I think right now that might be the best way to utilize him, because we've seen him in 90-minute games. I don't know if he necessarily has the stamina to keep it up for 90 minutes. And also I worry about overusing his hamstrings, because he has had some hamstring injuries this season and last season. So I think for now we can kind of use him like we used to use Sane, kind of off the bench and producing very late. Like he just and I just love his bursting speed late in the game against tired defenders. So we'll just see, especially if Pep's not going to play wingers, then that's probably the best way to utilize him. But I'm very impressed with Doku, and Nunes is definitely improving. I've been wrong about Nunes. I've said get rid of him multiple times, and now I'm just like, Yeah, keep him next year. Why not? He's proving to be a valuable utility guy. So if he can play multiple positions,
I'm I'm
but there's
trying.
more. There's people higher on the list. I prefer to use.
I'm trying to find a way to unblock a person. I can't do it. I don't know where to do it. I don't know where to do it. That's why. Sorry, that's why I was quiet for a while, Kepster, because I was trying to find a way to how do that. How do you unblock somebody? I don't know. How do you do it? How do you unblock somebody?
Oh, Jay. Oh, sorry, Jay Fresh. I hope he's still
Yeah, yeah,
watching. We
yeah,
blocked you by mistake. Are
yeah.
there any
You block my
moderators in the chat who could do that? I have no clue what to do.
I have a few moderators in the group chat in the chat, but I don't know how to
Well, yeah,
unblock
I
somebody.
guess for the rest of the season, there's only what 5-6 games left. 5-6 if we make the FA Cup final. I mean, found lightning in a bottle with this new formation, and let's just write it out and see what happens. Again, I'm very happy he's giving Nico O'Reilly the chance. So yeah, I'd like to just keep seeing that going, and I think that's given us his emergence has given us what I think is the best discovery of the season is that Yashko is actually quite good as a center back. And going forward, I really look forward to that. And
Yeah, but how long is that going to last for? Because Akanji is back, so you know what that means. So how long are we
well,
going?
maybe
How long?
Akanji just has to sit out because we're cooking without him. We've seen that happen to a lot of players before, like in the trouble season, like Mahrez had to sit out and Foden had to sit out because everyone else was cooking. So that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, play the hot hand. We're playing with house money here, so you might as well just keep going with it. I mean, it's working so far, and roll with it until it doesn't. Like I said, I think he's going to play this exact same team at Forest because I think Forest play kind of similarly. They're going to low block and counter, and they've got the fullbacks. So we seem to have found a solution for it. So why not just keep going with it? I will shut up about Nico Gonzalez, because like I said, this is working clearly. So I just have to hold that.
Wait. Can I ask something on that topic? Is it working? As in, okay, obviously we have won the games, right? But J Fresh, my bad. My bad, J Fresh. I still have to find a way to unlock you, J Fresh. I don't know how to do it. But anyway, say, is it working or because I don't know, I wouldn't say we're getting lucky because you did tell me that you do need luck to win, isn't it? But I'm confused. I was like, is this part of the plan? Because there was a point in time in that second half, it was just recycle. Oh, all we can do here is recycle the ball again. And you're like, okay, what, like, how can we win this game?
It seems like we're just going for a sucker punch in like the 10th round of a boxing match or something.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
It's like the whole game plan is to just be conservative, and then at the end, just get them at the end. And that does take some luck. And like I said, so far it's working, but we will see if that continues to work. Everyone seems to kind of know their role. And also, I do have to give credit to the players and to the manager because Villa came in super hot. Maybe they were being a little naive and playing for a draw on the road, but I thought for sure that their midfield would just completely overrun ours. That's why I flipped out at the beginning when I saw the lineup because I was like,
but everybody
this
did.
doesn't seem
I
right
think
because they did that at
though.
Villa Park, and then we completely nullified them, especially in the second half.
Jeff Fresh is back.
Their midfield, and also you have to question or give a lot of credit to Yashko because I think he's still got Morgan Rogers in his pocket.
What was I saying? Keks, Jeff Fresh is back. Sorry, Jeff Fresh. I clicked on the
we didn't.
Sorry, Jeff Fresh.
We banned you by mistake.
Yeah, we're not supposed to click you.
We love you, Jay Fresh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send the link to Adam and Martin, who are.
Oh God, he's coming for me.
they're clear fuming.
He's coming for me. It's okay. It's all good. I take no offense to anything anyone ever says.
Okay, let me.
I'm the person you cannot offend. Believe it or not, I cannot.
Yeah, I saw your message, Jeff Fresh. I didn't time you out.
You want me to send Martin the link? I'll send him the link unless you're not going to.
No, I'm sending Martin and Adam the link here.
I'll send it to him.
Oh, are you sending it to him?
Martin, if he takes too long, you message me and I'll get you the link.
Nah, pick up. I'll send. I'm also sending to Martin. I think I have him here.
Yeah, you gotta try harder, Al. You gotta try a little bit harder. Actually, there is one thing that offends me, but why don't you try to figure out what that is?
Well, how, Gilster, I don't see you as I see you like as very thick skinned. I think you're
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think
I'm the youngest. So when I was growing up, I was the
mm,
youngest cousin. I don't have any
mm.
siblings, but I was the
So
youngest cousin.
so you are
And
getting
all of
ripped.
my cousins were boys. They were all older
Mm,
than me. And so
mm.
I grew up with them me my whole life. So I had to kind of get used to it. And then when I was older, I worked in kitchens. And if you've ever kitchens, I mean, I've heard everything. We'll
I
just
think
put it that way.
I
I
think
have
I
heard
asked you once that
everything,
is
like
it true
some
about
of
the
the most
chefs?
misogynistic, like awful
Is it
things that
true?
I've heard in my life. I've been
Let,
called the most derogatory names, and
yeah,
you
so
develop a thick
wait.
skin over
So
it.
Kilkster, it is true like what we see in the movies. So that's not exaggeration. You know, like in the movies, how the chef is always on the
Oh
chef
yeah.
is
Oh
always
yeah.
shit. I used to think they're just doing it
Oh,
for
especially
acting.
not even in public. The worst
Mm,
is when they take you into the walk-in to have a talk with you, and
yeah.
like there's times I've wanted to cry coming out of those conversations.
Jesus Christ. Is it
Hey, Patrick,
like
hey, Patrick, you're a dictator.
what are you on about? What is
How
he
long
on
does it
about?
take you to send a link for?
Do you remember what I said days last week? I told you guys that you know when the shows are. Immediately tell me at the beginning that send me a link at the beginning. I'll send you a link.
My
But
friend,
if you're not,
we
by the
don't
way,
have to open our mouth.
you have to. This is not Africa. We're not in those ceremonies, Africa, where they say, "Oh, if I come to your house, I don't have to ask for food. You just have to save me the food." Anyway, so Adam, the topic today was, will the so-called uncles save the season? How have you been looking at the game so far? Let me ask your opinion. How do you feel for the next game against Forest? Because Forest, everybody's back in Forest, by the way. The players are back. Wood is back, by the way. So that striker is back. Their full team is back. So Adam, do you think we're going to continue playing the same team against Forest?
I think we'll probably see some changes in that game. Knowing Pep, will make some changes, some tinkers.
Hmm.
Come on. Sorry, we got another guest on the show.
The cat. Oh, the cat came back. So
Katniss is coming in. She's an
so
old
wait,
girl, so she's Auntie Katniss.
yeah. So wait. So you think you're gonna see some changes, and the uncles will be sat on the bench for a big FA Cup?
No, some of them will
No, Pat is
start.
gonna stick with this formation.
No, some of these uncles will start. But what I'm saying is, in maybe in other places, you may see some changes.
Like who?
I don't know. I
I
don't think
don't
I'll
know.
see.
Knowing Pep, Pep is unpredictable.
Yeah, because
The only thing I would kind of hope that he would do better. Like if he's gonna play a false nine, I just wish he would do somebody different in it. Because I think you have other options there. I
no,
know
but
I know we kind of flirted with the idea of Nico O'Reilly being the false nine, but he's clearly settled at left back, so we'll leave him there. But
I think he
yeah,
likes the way.
that'd be the only thing I can. Oh god.
Okay, look, for me personally, I think Adam keeps just getting off and off. I know. I was like, I think he likes the way
I was
Kovacic
fixing
plays in
my
that
mic.
midfield.
That's why.
Yeah, I'm saying he likes the way Kovacic plays in that midfield, and I think we will see more of Kovacic. Because what I've noticed is when something is happening
What,
recently, he seems like he
Patrick,
throws
do you
in
think
Kovacic.
Nico will start? Do you
I
think
don't think
Nico
so.
G will start?
I don't think he will.
I don't think Nico will start on Saturday on Sunday. I doubt
No,
it.
I think he's going to stick with this. And also, I do like that McAtee's getting some minutes too, and he's clearly getting into good positions. I wish his finishing was a little better, but I'm just happy to see somebody in the box because there's been so many empty boxes.
Yeah,
This
let me
season,
ask
so
you,
that's
Kilkster. After
pretty
what,
nice.
Kilkster, after what you've seen from Marketing, do you think he deserves a position in the team, as in general, to stay even as a bench player?
I go back and forth with this a lot, like because he just doesn't play, and that concerns me. And then there's been so many times where he's come in kind of cold, like in these cup games, and he hasn't really shown a whole lot. But I do like how he's playing in like recently in this past couple of games. Like I really appreciate him getting into the box and being in position to score. And I wonder if it's a confidence thing that he's just not scoring some of these chances. Like that would have been sick if that goal had gone in that he just missed. But I mean, those are always like from that far back, those are always a crapshoot. That would have been sick if it had gone in. But
Nah, I'm not gonna
yeah,
agree with
Matt,
this.
yeah.
I'm not gonna agree with this. I don't know. I'm not gonna. Mateus, Bernardo's not bang average. Bernardo's one of the best
He
players
was
on
really
that
good
pitch.
in that game. I'm
He
giving him
was.
credit because I've been
He
ripping
was.
on him all season. So I'm
This
going to give him
this
credit
is
for
what
that game.
this
Look,
is
to
what
be
we do.
honest with
The
you,
more,
Patrick,
yeah.
that was the best game that I've seen Bernardo Silva play this season, and that says a lot.
Maybe even last season too.
Yeah, but can you also
Last
not give
season
him
he was
credit the
doing the
fact
same
that
thing and it just got covered.
but wasn't he played? He was played deeper this time instead of being played as a winger. We are joined by Martin.
I think he's better deeper. Yeah, that is one thing I'm noticing. I don't really care for him as a winger anymore, but I do think he has value a bit deeper. Because there were times where he was like back with the center backs, and I was like, "What is this?" But it worked.
He has to. I think he has to carry the ball. I think he helps to carry the ball, and it removes pressure from the back line, which Bernardo Silva is great for, and which Gundogan I think used to do back in the days better. So, Mr. Martin, we have joined by Mr. Martin from the Mancunian Way. Thank you very much, Martin. I didn't know how to unblock J Fresh, one of my friends.
Blocked him. He was back in the thing.
No, Martin did. I don't know how to do it.
Martin
I don't know.
Okay.
I went to YouTube and started watching videos on how to do it. Last time I did it. Do you remember last time I did it when somebody complained that the mods by the way, guys, mods,
Kelston,
unless somebody
Kelston, do you now see why I call Patrick a caveman?
Hey, he knows more than I do.
YouTube is changing.
I wouldn't even know how to unblock.
Right, anyway, couple of things.
Yes,
well, if McAtee stays, are we putting this rebuild on hold? Because we're keeping everyone now. Everyone's staying.
I don't think anybody wants to keep him anymore.
Yeah, I think I never got my overall point on McAtee. I do think
James McAtee, he's out of contract in 2026 and he's refused a new one.
Yeah, he's gonna leave.
He's likely to be moved on.
I think he has. Martin, wait, before you finish it, I think me and Kels were agreeing that I think he has to move on because even the times he's coming. I'm sorry, Martin.
He's not performed. I'm not gonna listen. I don't do this. Yeah, I'm not going to do this glaze because he's from the academy. If they're good enough from the academy, I'll glaze them.
This word glaze. This word glaze.
No, but he's not. People talk like, and listen. I hope McAtee has every success. There's no hate on him, no agenda. But he's not 17. He's 22.
Exactly. Yeah, he needs to go play. He needs to go start somewhere for his own career.
He deserves to be playing, for his own career. Just quick on the High Line. We played the High Line for 5 years. This High Line is not a new thing. We've had it for 5 years. It's been some pet plays. Loads of people think we've just started playing High Lines. We've always played the High Line.
People have been grumbling about Diaz for a couple of years, saying, "Oh, he was only good that first season," blah blah. And it's gotten really. And that guy Jacob on LB show has really.
The trouble is,
to get through some of this.
Yeah, because people don't look back at what we've done. Because when you're winning trophies, you don't look on the negative side. You don't notice the negative so much. But we were getting caught out with balls over the top 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
2 years ago, it was one ball over the top, and we were getting caught out. It's always been the same way with us. That's the risk you take with Pep Guardiola football. Personally, I actually love the formation at the minute. I love the fact you look at the players we've been linked with. I don't think this formation is going to go away. I think this is what he's going to play now. I think he's going to play the two wing-backs or two full-backs as wing-backs. And I think you're going to have a diamond midfield. He's already explained this is why he can't get the direct wingers into the team. Because he wants them to go up and down, not just go forward. You've got to be able to come back. And Doku is amazing going forward, but he doesn't come back a lot. Same with Savinio. Yeah. Even though Savinio was very good against Everton defensively, But that's just the way, this is why he wants certain midfielders. It's why he's talked about engines and running and everyone wants this sexy football. Sorry, you're not going to get the sexy. Football's changing to be like the old style of 6 foot people that are just going to bully you. I think the flair football's going now.
You know, Martin, on that topic of engine, that's what I could somewhat look, as much as per se, my issue with Give Price was the pricing, but now you say like to do with the engine, that's more, I can understand the reason why per se they're looking at it per se, because he can go up and down, he can run up and down, and he's got the legs, and he's more mobile. So in some sense of the
Yeah.
way, I can understand per se why they are looking at him.
I'm,
But,
wait.
but my
But-
issue
Really
is
want
the
younger
is
legs who can actually move.
but my
and
issue is just the
sprint.
price that we're potentially gonna have to pay with for him.
But isn't that
I'm not-
everyone? Can you tell me anyone City will get cheap?
But Martin, I have my hand up now to ask you something.
No
Wait,
one.
are we not
City
still
fans.
watching sexy?
So
What about
being
sexy football?
class.
PSG.
Hand up.
What about
Fingers on
PSG and
lips.
Barcelona? What about PSG and Barcelona sexy football?
What
Well,
about them?
they have a lot of academy players too.
But we're not Barcelona and PSG, Pat.
I want sexy football.
How PSG are making some of these deals, because I'm sorry, 60 million for Yao Neves when all we heard was 120 million euro release clause. How did that get done for half the price? That is some shady shit.
Yeah, Martin.
And
We'll be
the Gravidon
fine.
deal, that's also seemed a
What
little
is-
shady.
He wants sexy football. Go to the cinema. Get your popcorn out.
No, the cinema is not even great.
It's higher than sexy football.
Wait, somebody said
like the
it. Somebody said it earlier on. Say even the cinema is not even great anymore, Martin. The cinema has become bad.
Cinema's been
So there's
No, it
terrible,
has, because everyone's got a dodgy stick now.
Disney
But
Channel
anyway,
turns to stone. It's so bad.
So Martin, let me ask you something, Martin. Since you're
Oh, go on.
here, so will the so-called uncles save the season? I think me and Kilkster, do you know why we made this show purposely? We just made it as a troll thing because I think the club is trolling us, Martin. Did you see the picture of all the people who people keep calling uncles in that car together? I think the club is just trolling us and laughing their heads up. Because remember when people wanted to do the Cancelo as a winger? Remember, Martin? We're like, Cancelo has to be a winger. Then Pep did it and then came to the press and said, oh, I thought the people wanted Cancelo as a winger. There you go. I think the club listens, and this is the sort of, I don't know if it's the FU or it's just a joke, but the guys, I'm happy the lads are.
Pat, the club listens to everything. The club listens to
I like that they're taking it as a joke.
I know for a fact, Kyle Walker knew all about the stuff that was going on. There was a meeting about it, and they actually talked about it in the meeting, about all the personal attacks that were going on. These players are not stupid. They're human beings. They see everything and hear everything. They're not daft. They know every single thing that's being said. It's
Listen,
it's the way of social media, isn't it?
But I'm happy they're taking it as a laugh. You know, I can see from there they're taking it as a laugh.
Yeah, of course. You've got to take things as a laugh.
The only person who never
Otherwise-
took things as a laugh was Walker. Walker used to take things seriously.
No, they were saying some horrible things about him. Some of those memes were inappropriate. They're inappropriate.
People weren't saying get out of the club. They were asking him. They were asking him to die.
I'm gonna name and shame you, and I'm gonna name and shame, and Kelstar.
I was like, come on.
Kelstar, I'm gonna name and shame. There's a certain host by the name of Patrick who made a meme of Kyle Walker. Look at his smile.
I didn't make it. I didn't make it. I remember that.
Did you make a Muppet of Kyle Walker?
No, I didn't. Those are the ones I make. I think Martin and Kilkster know the only talent I have is make people into cartoons and Muppets. No, that meme is not mine. Trust me, that meme is not mine. I have no ability. I don't know how people do it. I think it's people with Photoshop. I have no Photoshop. I stop at Canva. Canva is low level Photoshop. Says Brav started watching documentaries on how to unblock people. I actually did.
Yeah, that's what you were doing, trying to unblock Jay Fresh.
It says his best game was Forest at home, top performance. I hope we're talking about Jack Grealish because I think Jack Grealish's performance was impressive.
Matthias,
sorry to jump in.
No, Patrick, I think Matthias is talking about Bernardo, I think.
No,
genuine question. Have I upset people today? I've got Hamza calling me out on Twitter. I've got this Jerry now saying, what am I hearing? Breaking news, everyone. I am allowed to support how I am allowed to support. People are not going to tell me how to support after 42 years.
Wait a minute. Wait.
You support how you want to support.
Wait, Hamza's calling you out.
Oh, yeah. Hamza's tagging me in the Bernardo stuff, saying this is what we need, Martin. I'm like, what do you want me to do about it?
Yeah, but Martin, this is the first time you're the one who's actually rattling people. Because back in the days, people used to rattle you. So these days, I've seen it's you who's that. Because Martin,
I'm rattling everyone now.
Martin, you do. Martin, I was up on your spaces. I don't know if you, because I don't speak on your spaces, don't know that I'm there. I go
Patrick.
Martin, you've started rattling people on spaces. I've seen
no,
you
but
singing.
Patrick, you know it is, yeah. No,
Yeah.
Patrick, you know, with Professor
Gotta start
Hamza, you
listening
know
to
how
me.
he is. Yeah, Kels, I'll tell you this. The two people that Hamza, I don't know for some reason, just always targets and somewhat puts the blame on is Martin. And another one who I swear to God, I can never understand. She is absolutely innocent. Is Good Soup. I don't know what I don't know what she has done. Good
Yeah,
Soup, yeah, to Hamza.
but she's never on YouTube. So most people don't know. Let me read
No, I
this.
get that. No, I get she's not on YouTube, but whenever she says something on Twitter or anything, Hamza
Who?
Hamza's always targeting her.
I don't know who
Yeah,
that is.
can I ask a question to all of you guys on the panel? I was having a sort of, I don't know, Martin, if you saw me, I went on football terrace yesterday. Obviously, I was a bit bored, and I said, you know what, I'll jump. I went there. I don't know if I was being unfair. I went there because a lot of Arsenal fans were proud that their draws doesn't mean anything. They said they can draw and lose. They'll turn it up in the final. I said, or in the semi-finals. I said that's a very bad mentality to have for your players to start messing up. I don't know if you saw the Arsenal game. Saliba, who's one of the best defenders, played hospital passes, they call it, to the captain, and then Crystal Palace drew. Kilster, I'll start from you. I'll go to everybody. Do you think it's unfair to tell them that sometimes this mentality? Because I saw, what's his name, Wolfie grilled Egal, but Egal, obviously, he came on against me. Today he was a bit humble because there was a group of people, but now he listened to them, but he was refusing to listen to me. And I said, when you have this mentality where you're like, oh, we are allowed to drop these games, especially in the Champions League semi-final. I just feel like I know Inter lost. They're saying, oh, but Inter lost. Oh, but PSG rested the thing. But Inter are already top of the league. And then if you look at PSG, they've already won the league. So Arsenal are saying they don't care, even the get draws, they'll still be. Do you think sometimes this mentality, am I wrong to say when players do this, it's a bit, you say, why are you dropping off your level? You're always supposed to try win something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, these fans, they literally don't know what they're doing right now. I jumped on Mo and Hussam show after the Villa game, and the Arsenal guy was trying to cook me, saying, "Oh, we beat you 5-1, and we have 3 games to go to win a Champions League," and I'm just like that should not be your attitude. You can't,
yeah,
like, they're already
they
celebrating
care
the
more.
Champions
Yeah, they
League
care more
win,
about
and
others.
they haven't even gotten to the final yet.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to behave. They're the new kid in the party, and this is what Holland was talking about. Stay humble. None of them know any humbleness or humility. They think they've already won it. They don't realize that it's a scrap and it's a fight. And
No, but that's my point, Kelsey. You just exactly, it's a scrap and a fight. The thing I rattle people is, and I don't know where it is, people are putting the trophies above love. I don't know what's up. That's the bit that rattles people. Think when I say it is, are you not meant? Yeah, of course we'd love to win every trophy every year. Yes, we should be challenging, but there's only 4 trophies to go for. Three in England, and there are 20 clubs in the Premier League. They've all got the same. Arsenal got the same targets. Villa have, Newcastle will have, City have, etc. We're not all. Some of us are going to fail at some point. We can't win the trophies every year. That's all I've ever said. Doesn't mean you stop supporting the club or attacking and going wild like wild animals, because we're not. And we may still win a trophy this year. That's the crazy thing. That's where we're different to Arsenal. In our worst seasons, we still compete for trophies, whether the Premier League or the FA Cup or whatever. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's me.
No, it's not.
Maybe I'm just too old school. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old school. I've said this before.
Uncle Martin.
I think a lot of the people giving you the crap, Martin, are younger fans who've only seen the winning.
Yeah, Martin, join me. They called me Uncle Patrick.
Call him Uncle.
They called Kilster Auntie. So join us, Martin. They've already called me.
You gotta get your permission first. We don't want to.
Yeah.
We don't want
Hey,
to.
I'm the uncle. I'm granddad. I'm like great granddad now.
Well, you're not that far apart in age. So if you're grandpa, I am not. I am not grandma yet. Sorry.
Well, apparently a 25-year-old's an uncle now. 25-year-olds old.
No. Only 25-year-old.
No, it's changed.
My family became uncles in their 20s.
That's
Like,
pointed at
they're wanting
everybody
to have
now.
kids early, so that's
Everyone wants a crash going now. Everyone slagged Chelsea's model off. Now everyone wants it.
You know, Patrick. You know what's the worst thing is,
a blend of
you
it.
know, when you walk when you're outside and a kid like calls you an uncle, but yet you're still young. I don't know, for some reason, yeah, it just kicks you
Oh,
it
no,
kicks you. You have that feeling like,
I think the only time it
He
hurt to
also
be
at like
called.
age 20
Yeah, I think I
hey,
was. How old I was?
because
I
his
was.
older
Oh,
brother had kids. His brother
I.
was much older than him, and then
without
yeah.
saying my age, yeah, one time I got called uncle. Like, generally speaking, I was looking at myself in the mirror, asking myself, how the. I was really questioning myself, looking at the mirror, saying, am I an uncle or not?
It's life though, because I remember I was 26 years old and I think I was working in the cinema. And then one of my friends, he came with his children. He's older than me. He's way older than me, but he came with his kids. And he said, say hello to Uncle Patrick. And they all said, hello, Uncle Patrick. I was like, hi. Yeah, that time I didn't even had my first time. But anyway, this one is, I wanted to ask something to all of you. Martin, Cukes, and Adam. I'm going to start with you, Martin. Martin, our fan base has not only lost it on Gibbs White. Gibbs White was just the beginning. So, Martin, as soon as Costa, I'm going to say, as soon as Costa was announced, Martin, Gibbs White's reaction has gone down. Costa, it's gone crazy. So, Martin, I'm asking, what do these fans want? Isn't Costa was announced long ago?
They want. Tell you what they want. People want Galacticos now, and we've never been that football club. This is where I'm saying people don't understand the way our football club is. We're not going to go out and spend 100 million on every player. We're even trying to negotiate Diego Costa's fee. It's not about this. People think it's Chica and they think it's Viana. Viana and Cheeky have a boss above them called Kaldoun Al Mubarak, and he has a boss above him called Sheikh Mansour. We're not, just because they're rich doesn't mean we're going to drop 100 million on every single player that rolls in the door. There is a value that they place on every player. They will even negotiate. Yeah, people think this was a cheeky thing. It isn't. This is a Manchester City model. It's not a cheeky model. It's a City model. We're not. We've never bought Galacticos. We buy the next level down and make them world class. And it's worked for 10, 11 years. And people are like, I get it. I always say, to me, the treble is what changed it. Because people made the treble this standards thing. A treble is not standards. That's why only 2 clubs have done it in nearly 30 years. 2 clubs in 30 years. No one else. Real Madrid have not even done a treble. If that's your standards, then my God, we're going to fail every single year then.
No.
Because we're not going to win a treble every year. Sorry.
Well, a lot of these people
And
making mistakes
people don't.
they
I don't
didn't
know.
see us in League One and all that stuff. They weren't there in the 90s.
No, but it's not even about that.
Relegation after relegation and all this stuff.
You know, I get we're different. I get we're a different football club. I 100% agree with that. But I can only speak for me. And yes, the players are saying they've had a disastrous season, of course. But players are only here for a short period. Fans are here for life. Fans and players are very different. A player is here for 5-10 years max. They're not City fans. City fans are here forever. We're not going to win trebles. You know, say I live till I'm 90, I'm not going to watch 50 years of trebles or expect 50 years of trebles or 50 titles in a row. You're always going to have a down period because that's football.
That's a big expectation. You cannot get trebles for all those
That's why
years.
I do not say the word standards.
Do you know,
But
I don't get the standards thing. Standards of treble, a quad. What? That's crazy.
You need standards.
That is
okay, so this is the thing I'm saying. Why? Okay, so it looks like every player, especially the keeper, now says we've scouted the keeper. I'm gonna have to leave in a few minutes. I have a phone call. To be honest with somebody for consultation. I forgot. But I'll say before I leave, Gibbs White. I get it. People were crying over Gibbs White, not crying over the keeper. I'm like, who else are they gonna cry for? What I think is, this is just my personal opinion. I think the crying, Martin, Kelstar, and Adam is gonna stop when Vert walks in. it won't matter whoever is signed. I think that's who shut everybody up.
We'll
Because I've
see.
seen, apart from Verts, who I also think might not be coming here, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think he
And I'm
is.
gonna be laughing if Verts doesn't show up because it's one of my agendas.
God.
I'll
The day
make it
Verts rejects Man City, don't go on Twitter that day, Martin. That will be a complete meltdown. Like the whole
I'm
world
pretty sure.
will end.
I'm pretty sure someone will do the Zubamende who Samu's Zubamende video. That was just one of the. Let me just thank Samasi for the 3-month membership. Let me also thank Adam for the 3-month membership. Adam, I saw it yesterday. I didn't thank you purposely because you're a fraud, but I wanted to thank you for the 3-month membership, Samati. And then, Martin, are you driving?
Yeah,
No, I was. I'm not anymore. But by the way,
No,
can I just respond? Can I just respond to Man City lad?
Wait, what
Just that thing. Oh, he's just
Wait,
having a nice old pop
wait.
at me there.
Wait, I can't see. Man
What did he
City.
say?
Oh, is that? Oh, this one.
Yeah, but when did I say what was relegated?
Maybe people are making
See,
shit
that's what
up.
I mean, they make things up. And by the way, Man City lad, City were a huge club before they started winning things. So
Yeah, don't
again,
listen to those fraud like Liverpool fans.
learn your history of the club, eh? Learn your history of the club.
That was guys says I
I
became.
know. You know what the problem is, Patrick, with social media. You have too many fools that take what you say out of context. You say one thing, and then they'll paint it to another thing. Don't you not have the common sense or the brain cells to think of what that person said, or even process what the hell that person said?
Yeah, but you have to get used. You have Adam.
No.
This is I don't know if you've seen me on Have you seen me on multiple channels? Oh my God, you have to get used. There's people on multiple
No,
channels. You
Patrick,
just
I
have to get
get
used.
that. No, Patrick, I get that, but me, I can never get used to that stupidity from some
Yeah,
people.
this is why you're going to struggle with your channel. I
It's
told
not
you because
struggle, but Patrick,
you're gonna have people who just come at you personally all the time. What was I about to say? Before I close up here, I wanted to say thank you, Martin. Thank you, Kekster, and thank you, Adam. I don't know if anybody else was here. I don't think that was here. But I'm going to do a show. I'm gonna be Martin. What time am I on your show, Martin? Today?
9:15. We're kicking off.
9. Oh yeah, 9:15.
I'll be in the chat for that one.
Yeah, be in the chat.
I'll come in the chat and I'll ask Patrick about his standards.
Oh, I've never said standard FC. I think so. I've never said that. But what was I about to say? I've said we're gonna.
That's what I mean.
Look,
Pat Kelster, Adam. Whenever I ever said I was relegated, this is what I mean. People make things up.
You've never said it, but that's what I said. That's what I said. Some people's common sense is in the garbage. But
I'm the one who says we've been a big club forever. We were the first club to win a domestic trophy and a European trophy ever, 69-70. We've got the highest attendance ever in English football against Stoke City, 84,000. Still not been beaten. We were winning league titles before Sheikh Mansour came in the door. You know, the 1990s was just a bad period.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't understand.
Wait,
who's crazy?
Who's the one? What's that guy's name who said that Martin wanted the team relegated? What's his name?
I think it was Man City lad, something like that.
Man City lad, red card party, red card.
Thank you, Kels. We should order red cards and yellow cards and start giving yellow cards and red cards.
Kelster, you know what I need? Kelster, I need Kelster. I can do with them, so I can use them for Kelster, I need those information where I can get it, so I can use it for Patrick.
I'll use this.
Kelster, please tell me where you got them, so I can use them for this fraud.
No, that's a match. That's probably.
Hey, do you know what? I'm starting to take. I'm starting to take it as a bit of
a put on your wall.
All these people.
Fun streams. This is our red card now. You're getting run.
All these people attacking me. I'm taking it as a bit of a compliment now because you're clearly listening to me. You're listening to me.
Martin,
so I must be rattling you all somewhere.
Yeah, Martin, haven't you heard that if you've got so many haters or if you've got so many people, Martin, you've become big now.
You're doing well.
Behave.
Do you know what, Martin? Somebody said
like some chaos going on.
He says Man City lad must be hated to Alan.
Man City.
That's behavior.
Hey, no, but Pat, the thing is, Pat, people don't realise people can support how they want. If they want to support For the great support, however you want. Just don't tell others how to support. I support how I want to do.
Yeah, fair,
Just
fair.
support how you want. Let people support how they want. I'm
No,
just. I'm not 19. I'm 42.
remember,
What do you want me to
you
do?
have been.
I
I
can't
thought you have
change
been.
my age.
It's quite funny, Martin. You were the gatekeeper months ago. Now you've come from the
Oh.
gatekeeper to the one who rattles people. That's just funny.
Yeah,
You're evolving.
I wouldn't call him a gatekeeper.
No, months ago they're calling him a gatekeeper.
I was
But he's a
talking to
gatekeeper.
Big Steve the other day. Me and Big
Yeah.
Steve just seem to be rattling everyone at the minute because we're old. I don't know what's going on.
Does that mean I'm gonna start rattling people because I'm old too?
You know what? Maybe this show we should change it, Uncle Pat and Auntie.
Okay.
And you know what's funny? Rosemary, welcome to the channel. She's like, hi, Pat and Kels. First time listening to your show.
Welcome,
Wishing you guys
Rose.
success.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
welcome
tuning
to the
in.
madness. She's like,
Big
what
up,
did I just
Rose.
tune in?
Big up,
He's
Rose.
like, Rose is like,
We've
what did
had
you
a
just
lot of,
tune in?
like faces in here today. We've had some big. There's some big names in the chat.
No, there's a lot of people in the chat these days.
We had
And
Alf. We had Dash. We had Luke earlier.
I'm telling you, us
Pretty
Martin.
good. Pretty good
Remember
turnout.
Martin, do you remember when you and me used to stream at the beginning and they used to just see the three same people used to follow you and me all the time, isn't it? Three same names. Talking about that.
All them years ago.
Yeah, where's YSK? YSK, if you're still there, if you're watching this later, drop me a message. I saw you a month ago, but YSK was one of my first subscribers. And do you know what, Killstar? I think I've always told you. Do you know who was my second subscriber?
No.
Oh, YSK is here, Martin. Look at him.
Is that your guy?
He's right here, so he doesn't
Welcome,
talk
YSK.
anymore. He's
Welcome
right there.
back.
My second subscriber was
See,
that
by the
Adam.
way, Jerry's spot on. That's why I'm rattling people, because I'm calm. Because I'm calm and I'm not throwing my TV out the window.
YSK,
I
can't
pout a
believe.
lot, but I don't go anywhere. So I pout and then I wake up at 4:30 the next day to watch the game, and that's just how I express myself, is by pouting. But I'm not going anywhere. If we get relegated, I'll be getting up at 4:30 to watch games.
But I can't believe YSK Martin has been around and he's just quiet in the background.
Oh
no!
He's the first subscriber. Doing a space on.
He says I've been lurking in the background. So Martin, he's been lurking. He used to go in your channel and also come on my channel. YSK, I remember you. But big up. And the other guy was Adam. That's how I met Adam. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It makes me laugh though, because the thing is, Pat, me and you've been doing this for God knows how long. We've been doing this for years and years now. And it's like we've never. It's like, by the way, if City get done on 115, no one's got a choice about standards at that point.
Oh,
because you'll be enjoying yourself in League Two.
Martin, I have things
we'll
to
be doing
talk
watch
about.
longs in League Two.
When we get ready to get, I had a plan, Martin. I had a plan of what I knew the path I was going, because I have a friend from Burnley. I don't know if you know him. He comes out. He came back up again today. I was like, "You're back. We can do collabs now." And he was like, "Patrick."
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know you.
Yeah, I like it. I feel sorry. He's such a nice lad, isn't it, Martin? He's such a nice lad. And every time he goes down, he comes back up.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much, guys, and I appreciate it. And YSK, big up to you. And I'm laughing, YSK, that you're
big
always
up
watching.
Everyone. For
Yeah, big up everyone in the chat. Yeah. By the way, guys,
Luke called this the best show on the internet. So
big up. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do, Martin? I don't know, even this
Kels
early.
is the second best after Martin's one.
Martin, am I able to still transfer people regardless, isn't it? It doesn't matter. I can do it.
Transfer? You get rid of people?
No.
What,
like, you know how.
What he means is, how do you direct people to the channel?
I know how to do it, but if I do it right now, it doesn't matter, does it? It will still.
No, because it's an hour and 15 away.
Okay.
Anyway, kind of a long redirect.
Okay, guys, just go to Martin's channel at 9:15. I will be there at Martin's channel.
I'll be there in the chat.
Yeah, causing trouble. Cukester,
are you working today? You know it.
Are you working today?
Yeah. That doesn't stop me though.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say,
when I came on Tuesday, I was working the whole time. I went on MHM when I was working. I go all the time when I'm working. I go to Make Union Way when I'm working too.
You know, I might just come onto the comment section. I just put standards just to annoy Martin. Probably that's if I don't end up getting blocked.
I'm doing a space tonight to call Hamza out. Don't you worry. Hamza's getting the smoke tonight.
You see who
Hamza was the one. Hamza was the one who said in a space, if City end up in Europa League, I'm not watching it. I went, behave.
Somebody
Oh,
They
said
don't just
almost.
stop watching the team because
there.
they're not in the Champions League.
Somebody
My
said I
God.
almost threw my TV out during the one win in 13. Yeah, funny. You know what
Dude,
makes me laugh?
coming on YouTube was during
Yeah,
that
it's like,
run.
my
I
God.
legitimately thought I jinxed it. I thought
Yeah,
I was the reason we were going 1-13.
you know what?
I
Let me
beg,
say this.
Wants to go on a show. And
do you know what
actually
gets
be
me
able
though?
to
Do
win.
you know what makes me laugh? Before the jump, what makes me laugh is they cry. People get upset when they get called a glory fan. And then when they go, if we're in the Europa League, I'm not watching City anymore. What does that mean then? You can't cry about
Sorry,
one
Hamza,
thing and
you're
then say you're only
plastic.
supporting the team when they're at the
Ooh.
top. No, it's not. Listen,
Phrasing.
Hamza's not plastic. Hamza's actually a good guy. Spoke with Hamza for a very long time. Hamza just has standards, and that's fine. Those are his standards. But
What are these
just
standards, by
because
the way?
Hamza has one standard, or I don't have standards. The thing is with me, City till we die is not just a saying to me. City till we die is exactly as it is.
City till we lose.
It's
That's
City
my
till you
saying.
die, win, lose, or draw.
Oh.
City till we lose. Anyway,
Look
guys,
at this fool,
I have
Patrick.
I have
People
to
got to
speak to this
realise,
woman.
Pat, like I said,
Mm.
City's very much buried in my family, my history. People know my father played for the club, turned down a professional contract. I'm not just there. My whole family have been Blues.
That's what my daughter is going to say one day.
Respect.
Anyway, what was I about to say? On that note, I have to say goodbye. I have to speak to somebody. I'm pretty sure she's buzzing me and
Good.
wondering why I'm not answering.
Yeah.
So I have to speak
We'll
to
carry
them.
this
Then after
on
that,
in Mancunian way.
yeah, no,
Okay, the chat
by the way, I have
Someone
been,
else,
me and Martin were talking about doing a show.
Kelster will continue on a better channel than this one, where
Yeah,
I don't get harassed.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
please do. What I was about to say, me and Martin, we've been speaking in the background for a show. So Martin, I've also been trying to do my morning shows, Martin, but I've seen a lot of people have started doing morning shows. So me and Martin will probably be crashing with our morning shows. But me and Martin are looking to do a show together, and we'll just rattle people. I'm pretty sure, Martin, we can name it the president of the Plastics at the International, and you can be the president of Locals.
Just call it Man City Standards.
You know what? I think this is the reason why
Standards FC.
I think my YouTube is never serious. I'm never serious.
Martin, I'm asking for a transfer.
Wait, you want to transfer to Martin's channel?
I'm being sarcastic, you fool.
We're gonna. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put 100 million on you because you're English. So we're gonna put that English tax. So there's no negotiations. Anyway, for me and Kels,
I'm worth more than 100 mil.
We don't
I know.
have,
so
we have low
I don't.
fees.
So for me and Kelster, goodbye and thank you, Adam, and thank you, Martin. And Adam, when you get a camera,
I got Martin for coming on.
Adam, maybe when you get a camera, we can call this the Pat Kelster Adam show. Just add you there somewhere, you know.
He's gonna come to. I've ordered it. It's coming tomorrow.
No. Yeah, please do. Then we can put one more puppet.
Range Rover are not invited.
Yeah, we can put one more puppet.
But then you need my photo.
To this show unless he buys us the BMWs he promised us.
Wait, no, Patrick owes me, and I've still not given it. He still hasn't not given it to me yet.
Wait,
you see what I have to work with?
Oh, by the way, we got that salute and love the thumbnail. So the thumbnail was loved today. So the thumbnail was actually on point.
Based on real photos.
Yeah. You know what? At the end of the day, these shows are becoming crazy. And you guys, thank you very much. I know, because keep on you
love City. We're expressing ourselves how we want to.
You know what I'm loving?
Like Martin said, support how you want. This is how we want to support. And
I know,
however anybody supports.
And every time I get the comments, because the comments come to you on Facebook, and people are just having a laugh, and people know that it's a laugh. I think at the beginning, people did not understand that we're just having a laugh, so people were taking it a bit seriously. But I think people are understanding with the puppet today, people get exactly, even with the title. But let's say this before we close. I think the uncles will save the season somehow. They'll find a way. Because I was surprised by the uncles.
I got a question. Is it 2 legs or is it 1 leg? If I'm correct.
No, there's only 1 leg. There's no Wembley is only one. Wembley is only one.
Yeah, it's only one.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't be. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if these pensioners get it across the line. Because you know why I say that? A lot of them,
serious crow if they do.
A lot of these pensioners have. A lot of these pensioners have a lot to prove, and I think I think they've got something on their back to prove to some of these people that have been calling them out. So I think these pensioners will get
they're
the
gonna
job
call
done.
me out.
Samasi,
I'm
do
gonna
you
keep calling
seriously?
them uncle too because they keep scoring. So if I call them out and they score, then I just have to eat crow.
Well, it's KDB's turn now. Oh no, it's
KDB
Gundo's
or
turn because he
Gundo
hasn't
is
scored in a while.
next.
Yeah.
Uncle Gundogan, what do you got for
Say-
me on Sunday? Uncle
So,
Gundogan.
dude, I think Verts
He
is going to
loves the FA
City.
Cup. Uncle Gundogan.
Samasi, you think he's not going to your team Bayern? Oh, okay, that's weird. And a goodbye from all of us, guys. I appreciate it. As I
See you
said, I
next
have to
week.
go for a phone call. I'm already 6 minutes away from a phone call. See you next week. But actually, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. You're gonna get tired of me. I have a stream for tomorrow. I have a stream for Saturday. I have a stream for Sunday. I have a stream for Monday.
Are we doing that watch along on Sunday?
Oh, we are. That one
Tag
I'm
Kels
100%.
watch along. I got the day off, so guess what, everyone? I'll be drinking.
There's
I'll
one
be drinking
person
on the stream, and that's always a fun time. You never know
Kelsey,
what I'll say when I've been drinking.
there's one person we shouldn't invite to watch along. That's Adam, because you've seen him in the group chat. I don't think Adam.
Why?
Adam, I don't think you can manage a watch along. Adam, no. I think monetization has to be switched off. I think the age has to be switched off. Everything has to be switched off with Adam, because Adam will say things that will get you cancelled. Because my God, Adam on his
Our
voice.
phones
Do you
the
know?
last 2 weeks have blown up.
I know.
Hey, that's
It's-
false allegation.
You know, Kelsey, do you know he calls me? Do you know he calls me during those games? He calls me
That's
and
false
after listening to
allegation.
it. And
Every
you know
time
what?
at halftime, there's a phone call. Yeah.
That's
it
false
is-
allegations. It's not true.
Yeah, but big
Thank
up
you,
to all of
Rose.
you guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Big up to City
appreciate
hasn't
you.
changed at all. The culture of the club is still there. The history of the club is still there, and the fan base is still there. That's always wise from Luke. Go subscribe
Are
to
we
his
gonna
channel.
Luke and Martin meet up at the game? That'd be fun.
I am sat.
We're
I
both
am
going
sat
on
behind the
Sunday.
door.
Oh, I'm looking for Martin. I'm gonna have the binocular. I'm gonna be like, "Where's Martin? Where is he? Where is he?" Why the binoculars? You gotta look for him. Where are you sitting, Luke? Let us know. We'll look for you too.
I always do this, and it always pisses people off.
Wins tackles! It's a title winner! Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying! Hat-trick hunting, trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh!